Hi, within this lecture, we're going to see how to get a domain name for our game website, and we're going to see a concept called no IP. So right now we have a working website in here, but it can only be reached through the IP address, and this doesn't give any credibility to us. Actually, you can go to godaddy.com or any other domain services and buy a domain to yourself and connect them to your hosting account. And if you search for DigitalOcean domain connection to the hosting or something like that, you will get tons of tutorials in here, as you can see. But you have to pay for that. Okay, you have to get a domain name for like $10 per year. And since we are doing this only for test purposes, we don't need it. I don't want to waste time on this. But I'm going to show you a free way to do that with something called noip.com. And noip doesn't only provide us with domain names, but also it has other features as well. If you go to noip.com, you will see this is a DNS service. It is generally used by developers, and it is generally used in order to overcome static and dynamic IP problems. So if you're a user on your own home, if you reset your router, or if your internet provider resets your router, your IP address will change. So if you're trying to run an Apache server or a web server on your machine, then your IP address will change and nobody will be able to reach your IP address. And remember the backdoors, we would have to direct the connection from the victim machine to our IP address. And if it changes, then we cannot get that connection. So we have these issues when we use a dynamic IP address. And this no IP is actually to overcome this problem. So it gives you a tool, it gives you a software that you install on your machine, and when your IP changes, this software tells no IP that you were redirecting this connection to this IP address. Now this IP address is changed to the new IP address. So now you have to redirect all connections to this new IP address. So you would have a perfect static IP. Of course, you can obtain a static IP by calling your internet provider and paying some extra money as well. But right now, we're not going to deal with any of those problems because we already have a static IP from DigitalOcean. But rather, we are going to use this noip.com in order to obtain a free DNS, free domain to our website. All you have to do is sign up from here, and it is completely free and it is very easy to sign up. You have to give your email address and choose a password and then just log in. After you log in, it will take you to a web page, it will take you to a dashboard where you can do the settings, where you can adjust the options. Right now I don't have any active, as you can see. And I'm going to add one. So I'm going to choose a host name first, and I'm going to choose a subdomain from here. As you can see, you have a lot of options and they are completely free. So you can choose one of those domain names here, and then in the host name you can choose something like free2048game.com. Okay, so let me try with this one, free2048.ddns.net. So let me try to add this. It says that this is already taken. I believe I have taken it before. So free2048game.ddns.net is now okay. So if you click on this dynamic DNS, there are still options in here that you need to configure. So here we see our domain server. If we were to use this for static and dynamic IP resolution thing, then I would have to go to this device configuration in the below and do the settings in here. Okay, you would have to click this next step and you would have to give your router information and other information like public IP as well. But we're not using no IP for this purpose, as I already explained. We just want to get a free domain server for our hosting, and in order to achieve this, click on here and it will give you a default IP address, and this will be your public IP address. So I'm pixelating it. I'm going to delete this and I'm going to choose my own Ubuntu server IP address, copy it and delete this and paste it in here. And then I will say update hostname. And actually that's it. Right now, if somebody tries to go free 2048game.ddns.net, they will be directed to my hosting. However, bear in mind that this can take like 1 hour or 2 hours to be effective. So even if I try to go to this domain name right now, I believe it won't direct me to my hosting because it's not in effect right now. So let me try it. Yep, this is not working right now. This is not working yet, but it will in an hour, and I will stop this lecture and I will show you that this is working within the next lecture. Then we will test to see if every feature is working in a way that we want.